Ridiculous. Okay. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. I'm just sort of losing my mind tonight because people stayed here for one of the haunted sleepover experiences, and in their contract, they are told absolutely no animals. And the last group was like, would it be okay if we brought an animal? Could we bring our dog? I said, no, not at all. That's clearly written out, you know, and it would appear that they did, because there's white dog hair right up here. So I am currently losing my mind and am pretty pissed off and grossed out because I have OCD, and I cannot have that in my environment. So just bear with me. Now I have to figure out how I want to take action. You guys are welcome to start dropping your donations, and you'll be receiving your blessing reading tonight. So that's what we're doing. So this is what blessings are coming your way. It is unlimited. I can't do that every night, but I can tonight. So if you want to receive several messages, you certainly can. Am I good? Is my audio? Okay, good. I see on, thank you, Deanna. I see on YouTube I'm okay. Am I all right on TikTok? And this should be Instagram. Just let me know if I'm good with audio and video. Diana, how am I? Brendan, good to see you. Everything works. Okay, perfect. So we are good to go. A couple quick announcements while we let everyone tune in. A quick shout out to my YouTube members. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your continued support. Me Love 716, Chaley, Nature Calls You, Terry Cruz, Yolanda, Marsha, Anna, Angie, Vanessa, Mackenzie, Jennifer Cole, Jennifer Barone, Shauna, Demetris, CJG, Maraid, Tristan, Andrea M, Abby, Stella, Kim, Denise, Bennett, Jayla Beans, Language Through Connection, Miami Heat 305-ish, Deanna, Christina Watts, Melissa, and Edgar. You guys are awesome. If you're on one of the other platforms and you want to become a YouTube member to get like a monthly horoscope, a monthly mini class, a monthly Ask Ivy exclusive show, weekly spirit messages. You also get once a month a private email reading, which literally pays for the entire subscription itself. You can go onto my YouTube channel at Ask Ivy the Medium, hit the join button. It'll show you the 3 different tiers of membership options. Okay, whatever fits for you. We do have a couple quick announcements while I let everyone tune in. And again, you guys, this is my blessings show. What blessings are coming your way? So you're going to drop your $10 donation and wait until your name pops up on the screen. And then I will tell you what blessing is coming your way and when. Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be taking your donations, any questions that you may have from all of the platforms. Okay, please do be patient. Just because you dropped your donation, it does not mean that you are next, and she controls the order of things. All right, so what do we have coming up? The Margin Manor Psychic Fair. Okay, very cool. So we're back. It is spring, even if it doesn't feel like it. It is, and I'm eager to get back out there. I don't know about you guys, but I've been cooped up for long enough. So we are doing our annual, we actually run 3 of these in 2026. Ivy League Psychic Fair at the hauntingly beautiful Margin Manor Winery. So the 26th of April, we're going to be there from 1 to 4 p.m. Pre-booking is now open. If you want to reserve your spots in advance with your reader, you can book up to 3 slots per person, or you could try your hand at a walk-in. So check us out. We're in Appleton, New York for that. Also coming up is my Hauntings, Clearings, and Attachments class. So that's going to be on the 31st. You guys hear me talk constantly about paranormal activity and, you know, possession and attachments and different gateway issues that can lead to that, and how to identify when it's happening, how to protect yourself, how to deal with it if it is occurring. So this is a 2-hour training on all of the basics, everything paranormal. So tune in for that. Hauntings, Clearings, and Detachments class is March 31st. We also have coming up, also the Reiki training is now available. Okay, so it's available through video download. So if you want to get certified in your levels 1, 2, or your masters, you can go ahead and purchase that up on the website now. We'll get you the new version of the training. Spiritual life coach training and certification, yes, is also available. I know a lot of you have been, whether it's leaving, you know, the counseling field as a therapist, maybe you're looking for something more, or you're completely exiting. Maybe, you know, you're a healer, but you feel like you want to be able to have more of a counseling type relationship with your clients. Check out my spiritual life coach training and certification on my website. All of this is at Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. Also, it's time to book your spring and summer parties, your shows, your psychic fairs. So I do business events, corporate events, weddings, all of it. I mean, you name it, I do it. I work the casinos, on and on. So, you know, what most people want is 1 hour of me doing a gallery show where I read the audience, and then I go and I do private reads afterward. But you could do one or the other. I can also bring in an entire Ivy League psychic fair to your business, your party, your event. And those are all certified readers from my academy. So I've trained them up by hand. I think that's pretty much everything I really wanted to get to. Haunted sleepover experiences here at the 1882 Victorian Funeral Home. We are on the Haunted History Trail of New York State. Right now, I'm pretty pissed, though, because, again, if you're tuning in late, I found dog hair right next to me, and I know exactly who it was. So I had people staying here for the haunted sleepover experience. They were like, can we bring our dog? I said no, yet here we go. Okay, so I don't even want to do that advertisement right now. Dream analysis show. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I'm doing a couple new test shows. Dream analysis is going to be Wednesday, April 8th. Mark your calendars. If these get a lot of feedback, I'll add them to the 2026 rotation. So April 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern, back here on all these platforms. The Dream Analysis Show, my absolute hands down favorite thing to do in life, in existence, in the universe, is dream analysis. I'm obsessed. So I hope to see you guys for that. Something unexpected is coming your way. Okay, what and when? So that's going to be Thursday, April 16th. So find out what unexpected thing is coming for you and when. And then what's happening with your money, honey? Finances, career, and investments. I can't read that, Diana, though. So what's happening with your money? Another test show. Finances, career, and investments. I can't see the date. Diana, just let me know. And this, again, all of these are test shows. So if they get a lot of interaction from you guys, they will be added to the 2026 show lineup. Just waiting for Diana to pop up the date on the money show that's coming up. And then we're going to move on and start getting right into your blessings. I know we had a bunch of early ones come in. What's the date on that? What's the date on the money show? The money test show, Diana? April 16th is for that show. Okay, I thought we edited these earlier. I don't know how I overlooked that. So those dates, fix it and pop it up again, Diana, at the end of tonight, okay? And then we'll just make sure we're giving everybody the right dates. But you guys, please do mark your calendars, tune in for that. And again, I would love to see any or all of those added to the 2026 show lineup. Let's go ahead and get right into this today. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino airwalk, and this is what blessings are coming your way, where you drop a $10 donation and I tell you what the next blessing coming in is going to be and when it's going to hit. So Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be taking your donations and any questions you might have from all of these platforms. You'll see your name pop up here on YouTube at AskIvy, the medium, and that means I'm giving you your reading. Now, you can also go back. So what a lot of you do with my shows is just drop your donation and then you go back and you watch the replay. Here on YouTube, that takes approximately 24 hours, sometimes less, and you can check the timestamps in the comment section to see exactly where your reading is. So let's go ahead and get into this. We are starting with Deanna. Okay, Deanna Marie. Deanna Marie, what is the next blessing coming in for Deanna? Something about your mobility here. Now, this could literally affect your car, your truck, your SUV, whatever it is. It feels like I see you getting into something bigger, being in something bigger. So take it how it resonates. But you could be looking at, and I'm hearing 3 to 4 weeks, you could be looking at getting in something larger, which signifies power. You could also be symbolically through life gaining access to more mobility, which would allow you to run over any blocks and obstacles. So when we talk about driving in life, in a large truck, a Jeep, an SUV, any bigger vehicle is going to symbolically mean that anyone in your way, I pity the fool. Anything in the street, you're going to be able to run over. You're going to be able also to carry more with you. So this is symbolic of you having more room for expansion in your life. So you've got the power, you've got the expansion, you've got the speed to run over and the size, to run over any potential life roadblocks that would have stopped you before. And this is pretty amazing. This is happening, I want to say, because you have been seriously doing the work. You have proven to the universe, there's talk of the last 1 to 2 months. So it's like you've proven in the last 1 to 2 months that if the universe is going to test you, for example, to see if you're going to go back on your boundaries, if you're going to become double-minded, if you're going to tolerate things and people, situations that are below you, that are draining you, that are not worth your investment, time, energy, attention, affection, whatever it is, you have been passing those tests. And so this is almost like I'm hearing from Spirit a get out of jail free card. If you've been feeling stuck, that would make a lot of sense. Like mouse on a wheel energy, or like I'm just sort of rotating. Okay, but this really feels to me like I'm getting the go ahead. Okay, I'm getting the green light. Here I go. So have fun with it. But this is a big deal. Yeah, this is quite a lot of movement and power for sure. All right, let's move on to another one. Who is next? Anna Pekka. Anna Pekka, what is the next blessing coming in for Anna? Seems like an increase in money and resources. This could also be coming to you from the recent past. One individual in particular who's in a position of power or who has accomplished a lot of what you would like to accomplish. This is someone who has some pull, who has some say, and they may be saying to you, I'm gifting this to you. I'm offering this to you. Do you want this thing? There's also this sense here of, do you want to come along? And we could be looking at a promotional opportunity like that with some analysis for sure, just to make sure it really fits in with your other goals. you know, but I'm really not getting an all that glitters is not gold type of message here or any type of red flag with this. I'm feeling like all the benefits that are coming into you from others are something that you should be considering at this time. The fact that this is also coming up to your left, which is your past, means this is happening because you already know these people. You've already invested in these situations, these circumstances. Okay, there's some sort of buildup of energy and prosperity that's due you, karmic debt owed. So a lot of people don't think of their karmic payouts as being blessings, but that's exactly what they are. I think people like to think of blessings like this coming in as like a lottery aspect, you know, like I got lucky, but we don't want to see all the blessings that come to us in life as luck, because then we're not identifying that we caused it. We made that thing happen. Okay, you did that. So this is a pretty big deal. I do think that this idea here of you having expansion opportunities with your resources, your investments, this would also include things like your title, okay, your skill set, you being seen and heard, you being on demand. So we don't want to think of resources as just like cash. Okay, so there's a lot happening here. I think this is going to be unfolding for the next like week and a half, where you start to feel the ball rolling. So the way your work and money guide is showing it, it's almost like if you ever rolled I don't know if you're bad at bowling or what's going on, but it's almost like at a bowling alley. It's like you ever roll the ball and it's like between your legs and it's kind of almost in the gutter. It's just slowly, barely moving it all, and it bounces off the gutter. It's like not happy. You know, it's not clearly going to do a whole heck of a lot, but it feels like, you know, I'm going to watch it anyways. And then at the end, it's like a strike. Okay. So this could be a little bit of a slow unfolding, starting with things that are due you from your past connections. I love this. All right, enjoy. Next one up is Mackenzie Mooser. Mackenzie Mooser. What blessings are coming? What's the next blessing coming in for Mackenzie? Something about a dog. And of course, every dog I hear about, I'm going to be pissed off about this couch right now. Bear with me here. It is sugar in my OCD. Look, a dog is really about loyalty. Okay. There's this symbol here of a dog coming in. Now, will a dog find you, or may you choose? May you choose to get a dog at this time? Maybe. I'm kind of doubting that. Okay, but take it out resonates. The image of a dog coming in is about loyalty. And this is a dog that is healing your heart. So if you've been going through some difficulty, some hardship, there's talk of the last 2 to 8 months in particular. And 8 months ago, somewhere between 8 months and about 1.5 years, you may have been pelleted. You may have been broken down. You may have seen repeat deceit, betrayal, exposure, okay, of someone's like lies, right? These falsehoods, these situations where it seems like somebody was taking advantage of you. So there was a lot of history, okay, leading up to this blessing. It seems like what you've been doing is saying like, no, absolutely not. You know, I'm not feeding that anymore. I'm not going to collect red flags. I'm not going to pretend like it isn't an issue. I'm not going to hold space for something like this. Okay, I get it. This blessing of loyalty is coming into you because you have chosen to be loyal to yourself. And that is a massive deal. Okay. That is one of the master skills in life for sure. A lot of people never learn how to do that. So the image here of, and I want to say this probably even within the week. Okay. Cause I'm getting one. Could it be a day? It could. But I was going to say in the upcoming week, I see this little white dog coming your way. And, you know, white is symbolic also of God energy, universal healing energy, you know, the highest vibrational energy in the universe. It not only heals, but it cleanses out and it rejuvenates. So some situations are coming in for you that are going to be loyal to you. Some people are coming in that are going to be loyal to you. And ultimately, you can see every blessing that comes your way that can benefit you as something that you earned because you decided after seeing a boatload of nonsense from some clowns in your life that you were going to choose you, center you, and be loyal to yourself. You really can't make this stuff up. I mean, everything really does come full circle. It's very poetic, no? Lexi is next. I am choking. So let's see what that's about. Lexi, what is the next blessing coming in here for Lexi? It's almost like you've been going around and around and around in a bunch of conversations with a bunch of people. I feel like some of this is family. Some of this could be relationship, meaning romantic related. I am choking, meaning this is you. Closed throat chakra. That means A, you either haven't been speaking your truth, or B, you did and it wasn't received. It was disrespected, disregarded. Nothing changed. And it was like, well, how many times do I say this? How many other ways do I need to do this? You don't. You probably don't. If you are dealing with grown ass people, okay, they are probably deliberately confused, which means they have decided they're not going to understand you. They'll drive you crazy in the meantime, convincing you that they didn't know or they misunderstood or whatever, you know, I didn't think it was that important or whatever. Can you just tell me again? And that is a form of abuse. Okay, that's a way to drain your energy. That's a way to cause your self-esteem to drop. That's a way to waste your time. And a lot of people get high off of that type of behavior. You may have also been dealing with this in regards to your work, your career, okay, your money, your education, whatever you have going on in that area. This was really hitting you in so many areas. I feel like the best way to explain this, and it's still here. I mean, you're coming out of it, but it's still going on. It's right to your recent past. It's almost like a cyclone of everything in your life, okay? And that's not uncommon. If someone has a closed throat chakra in one area or one relationship, I typically know that doesn't just happen on its own, okay? It's happening everywhere. So the blessing that is going to come to you is complete freedom. I'm hearing 5 months out. And then again, at 9 months out, you'll have another chance. So if you screw this up and you don't earn it, you'll have an opportunity at 9 months again. Okay. But this is one of those blessing readings where you have free will and there's still some work you need to do in order to get this blessing. Remember, every blessing, it's not like a lottery aspect. You don't have a horseshoe up your ass. You earned it. Okay. It's karmic payout. It's debt owed to you by the universe. You know, you can't go to your bank account and be like, I want to take out $85,000 today. And they're like, you only have 2,000 in there. Like, you can't have it. You know, you have to put it in first. So we have some time, okay, for you to get this right. But essentially what you would be gaining, and the blessings are complete freedom. I see shackles removed from your ankles. If you've been wanting more mobility, now this could be like a relocation or working in a different environment. If you want to purchase more like real estate or invest in that way, if you want more freedom to speak your truth, be creative and do more with your career, it's almost like I can get my hands dirty. I can do this the way I want. And if you want to also have enough financial security and job opportunities and networking partnerships and things like this, like for the future, it could set up a foundation for you. Okay, so you could potentially be entering into a period of time of great success, long-lasting foundational success, if you can come out of this sort of cyclone, which is a choice. Okay, thank you. Edgar Velardes is next. Edgar Velardes, what is the next blessing coming in for Edgar? It's almost like I'm on a Ferris wheel, I'm on a Ferris wheel, I'm on a Ferris wheel. And it's like, okay, now I'm in a Ralph. Like, I need off this freaking Ferris wheel. And then you realize, I don't know, the conductor's like not even there, or he's drunk, or, you know, it's like, okay. You know, when you're on a ride at a carnival like this, a fair, a county fair, anywhere, honestly, you're not getting off. That's the thing. It's going to be a while. And you can scream, okay, till your voice is gone. They're not going to let you off of that ride. They do not base how they how the conductor operates on the whims and wishes of the attendants. So there has been this sense in your life, I want to say 4 months ago comes up as a bit of a problem, between 3 and 4 months ago, and again 7 months ago, there's talk of you being like, I want off this ride. I want off of this. Okay. I want to get on to something better. Like, I want to go to other rides. This was enjoyable, but I've seen everything and it's starting to make me sick. So what's coming in for you is like a full release, I'm hearing, and I'm getting 2. This feels like 2 months to me. It's almost like a full release from your prison, and you haven't been in prison literally. I actually feel like your circumstances as an outsider anyways, these look quite good, but the way you're experiencing it is that you're trapped, you're limited. You've got a boot on your neck. You've got people watching all the time. You eat what they tell you you're allowed to eat. The food is gross. It's never enough. I just want more. I want out of here. I want the sun shining on my face. I want to go when we go out for rec or whatever. I don't want to be told, I have 1 hour of rec time over a 24-hour period. I want to stay out here as long as I want. It's like, I want to play. I want to be able to fully live my life. Okay. And, a prisoner can't do that. I mean, let's face it. They can max things out only so much, okay, as that system will allow. So this idea of you coming out at the 2-month mark is feeling revolutionary for your life. This feeling of the sun also shining on your face is about peace and harmony and gratitude and joy and happiness in the simplicity of life. Okay. It doesn't have to be like anything major happened that day. Maybe you just wake up and everything is feeling better. The coffee tastes better. It's like you are really getting ready to celebrate. And I wonder if because of that, we have some floodgates opening for travel. I wonder if you are going to choose to do some travel and investments. So getting out. Okay. Getting out in every way at 2 months. To expand. Love that. Ayana is next. Ayana, what blessing is coming in next for Ayana? Speaking opportunity. Now, this is coming in 1 month. This to me looks like someone giving you a microphone. But the important thing to remember about this message is that no literal person has to give you that microphone. Okay. It's symbolic of it being available in the universe for you. So essentially, how do I want to say this? You must be saying to the universe right now at this stage in your life, you must be saying something like, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to do more of, what I love or what I feel passionate about, or I am deserving. I'm in alignment with this. I am deserving of being witnessed, experienced to a heightened degree than what I have in the past. And that's exactly what's going to be made available to you. Now, it's up to you to take it. Technically, this comes from the front, which is your free will zone. Okay. So it's up to you to grab that mic, to take that opportunity and push this thing forward, which also tells me that it's probably not coming from one specific person. Now, that is not to say that people may not invite you onto their podcast or ask you to teach something or, ask you to partner up with them in some way. That could also happen. But the most important aspects of this blessing are coming from you having opportunities available to you out in the world to be heard in particular, but possibly also seen, and you needing to sort of grab the bull. Okay, take the bull by the horns to take advantage of that. I love this for you. It also feels like a lot of fun. So if you've been like, life has been a drag, or kind of like life has just been the same old, I'm kind of crawling out of my skin with this, this is going to feel very refreshing for you. Beautiful. All right, let's move on to Maraid. Maraid, what blessing is coming in for Maraid? I heard a solid friend, a solid confidant. Trying to see if these are two different people. Because originally I thought these were the same person. Okay. Is it? I think we're talking about two different people here. Okay, but it's almost like a special friend and then a special confidant. You may find that you are dealing with, and this comes up at about a week and a half, and then this stretches out for the next 3 months total. So it's sort of getting activated around a week and a half, a week and 4 days, and then out we go. Okay, it may peak again at about a month and a half, a month and 7 weeks. So again, if these are two different people, we would want to pay attention to those time frames. Now, the first person feels to me like a friend. And this could be a male that you're talking to or someone with a lot of masculine energy. I mean, it looks like a male with brown hair, quite literally to me. I think this and something about an M in their name, an M sound in their name. This person may really prove to be there for you. And I don't even know that you asked them to, okay, necessarily. But if you've been asking the universe, we don't really need to ask people. We could just ask the universe and the universe will handle the order. It's like the delivery is here. So this person seems to really want to be there for you in a way where they can hear your story, hear any troubles you're having, offer you support. It's like active listening, but it's also like with suggestions and possibly also a deeper level of intimacy where they're like sharing with you as well. So that's always a good sign. I always think it's a good sign of friendship when I know everyone says don't do this, okay? But, if I were to share something and then they share something back about their experience in the same way. I know we're always told never do that, never share your experience when someone is talking about their own stuff. I highly disagree. If someone doesn't share back with me, I'm like, what? You're too good to, you know what I mean? Or you don't want to reach a deeper level of it, or we're not going to go both ways. It makes it weird. I think it makes it weird. I don't care how inappropriate or if it, I never see that as a one-upping. So, this person may say to you, I've also been through this and, it looked like this and this for me. And I don't know, it just has a natural flow, okay, of a discussion to it. So this person could be from New York or Cali. And New Yorkers are ruled internationally as the worst communicators in the world because we stumble over each other and we both share at the same time and we jump from topic to topic, but we keep the same stream of thought. Okay. It's possible they're from the Middle East. Middle Eastern people tend to do this too, but we don't see it as negative communication. We understand people who can move it along, spice it up. Let's have a little banter going on here. So there's a comfort level. Yet this person feels like a really great active listener, so they're not cutting you off necessarily. And again, you didn't even ask for it. And what I feel is important about that statement here is that you didn't even have to ask for it. So that suggests that in the past, you may have felt with people I don't know, if you're going to get any type of support out of them at all, you have to ask. This other person coming through as a confidant tells me that you're going to be dealing, or you already may be dealing with someone who sort of levels up in your esteem as someone you could trust their opinion, their judgment on. And again, I feel like these are two separate people, but they're going to give you some very, very wise advice, some tools, some skills. And you're like, thank God I have this person. It's not a bestie. I mean, you're not going to climb into bed and, eat bonbons together or anything, but this is very significant. All right. So blessings in relationships. Enjoy. Eric Evans is next. Eric Evans. What blessing is coming in for Eric Evans? We have you leaving a situation And then we have a top being put on like a percolator or a coffee pot. It's like, okay, this is capped. I think that a couple different things are going on here. You have clearly decided to create movement in your life, and you may have been doing it not wanting to. You may have been doing it not feeling like it. You may have been doing it even though you hated every minute of it. Nonetheless, you were moving forward, and that's maturity. Okay. That's growth. That's what it takes in life. It's not sitting back and complaining that change is occurring or that growth is required of us. It's just going through the motions, just getting it done. Okay. Get her done. And eventually the rewards will come in and we'll get used to the changes and we'll feel better about the whole entire thing. And then it's like you didn't quit, you know, so you just kept going and going. This may have been like a 4 to 7 month process with you. Well, I'm hearing a total of 8 months. Take it out resonates. Something peaked 4 months ago. Something peaked though 7 months ago. Huge division between 7 and 8 months back. And so the work that you've been doing, even if you didn't want to, even if you felt like it wasn't taking you anywhere, a little bit of mouse on a wheel vibe going on here for sure. You finally have this breakthrough, and now your mobility, and I want to say this hits in about 2 weeks out from now, your mobility picks up. And it's not just about like going, it's about the speed at which you go. And that's really exciting because I love the law of motion, right? What is in motion stays in motion. And I love how that connects to the law of attraction. You know, whatever we're putting out is what we're getting back. And so it's like, because you're on this good high vibe, it's really going to be a lot of random kind of everything positive coming into you, but it's the fluidity there. It's the movement. It's the speed, okay, that really makes this something you feel, you know, is a huge blessing. It's getting unstuck off that mouse wheel. There was also some talk here, putting a cap on a percolator, putting a cap on a coffee pot. And I think that what's going on here, okay, with that is that you've been using shit to keep yourself motivated. So whether it's like avoidant escapist stuff, drinking, Red Bulls, porn, you know, daydreaming, numbing out, too much pot, gummy, I don't care what it is. Okay, whatever you've been using to like sort of get you through this or to get high off of or to rev your engine to keep you going, those dopamine hits and stuff like this, it's like, okay, that's it. We're done with that. Okay. And that's important for a lot of reasons. That's kind of obvious, but I would say like mental health, physical well-being, energy. Okay. That's got to go. Enjoy. Melissa Subia is next. Melissa, for those of you tuning in late, this is my blessings show. Welcome. You're going to drop a $10 donation, and Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to alert me to when your reading is coming up. It'll pop up on the screen here on YouTube at AskIvy the Medium. And then I'm going to tell you what blessing is coming your way and when. Sometimes there's some work you still need to do in order to receive it because blessings are nothing more than karmic payout. Okay. But other times it's just like you've automatically got this coming in. So it's pretty exciting. You guys can also order one of these for yourself on my website, ivyriverapsychicmedium.com. It's under blessing reading, or you can gift it to another person. I do want to ask everyone at this time, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind. Thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. Okay, drop a comment letting me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, I'm obsessed. I love hearing about it. And please do share this video. We are surrounded by many, many people who are feeling heavy-hearted and downtrodden and stuck. Okay, so just some simple message like this today can really uplift them. So please do share this video and subscribe. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for the hearts on TikTok. You guys are amazing. All right, let's move on to Melissa. So Melissa Subia, what is the next blessing coming your way? Damn. It's like a stabbing pain behind my eye. My jaw's popping. Like, what do they call these? Some kind of headache or migraine that comes in from like almost like light or I can't. Anyways, you know, it seems like you've been through some stuff. And I feel like the blessing coming in here, and it hits at about 1 week out from now. Now you should start to feel it 1 day out from now, 3 days out from now, something about the evening of the 4th day, and then the 7th. Okay. So like 1 week, it's sort of like finally lifted. You've got this blessing comes in little bits and pieces. Okay. Like bite-sized little chunks leading up to one big, gigantic kind of cookie. Okay, with a big glass of milk. You're just like, hell to the like, this is amazing. I am out of this cycle. It is removing this headache. Okay, this sort of like migraine, this piercing feeling behind your, your right eye here. And I can't prescribe a diagnosis. I'm not saying you have that literally, but you may have had so much sort of pressure building up in your thoughts and worry and in your head in general lately, that it's like, here's the other thing I'm getting with that. Everything is you. It's like, are you going to fix this? How are you going to fix this? You go to somebody to fix it. You have to assist them in helping you fix it, even though you have to pay them to fix it. It's like, no, like, where's the help? Okay, where's the help? Now, I do legitimately feel like all of these things were for you to handle. But it's like a monkey getting off your back, or the weight being lifted, or my God, how much more can be added to this, with my jaw popping too, this suggests that you may have gone through a period of time where you were stressed the last like two months. Something happened about 8 months ago as well, where it's like grinding my teeth at night. I'm really grinding my teeth. I'm carrying the stress clearly in the jaw, the upper back, the neck, the head. And it's legit. It's legit, because I can't even look at you in a situation like this and be like, well, you know what you need to let go of. There's nothing to let go of. Like, this is a lot. This is too much. It may have felt for you some days. Okay. But you have soldiered on. You have learned to breathe through it. It's almost like contractions, it's like, oh, I'm birthing this new life. Oh, hell no, I'm not staying here. Okay. So it's like, you've learned how to be centered through it. You are receiving these blessings because you've learned how to stabilize. You've learned how to be more present, and you've become, I want to say, a more beautiful person because of this. So this is the epitome of alchemy. This is what I am talking about when I talk about transmutation, pain to power. And what this should lead to for you is a lot of solutions in regards to any mental, emotional, physical stuff you've been dealing with, health improvements, money, monetary, financial, resource improvements, and a little bit of networking and partnerships coming in here as well. Now, I do wonder if one of these things may also come through a girlfriend, a sister, okay, a friend who's a little bit more established, and she's like offering you something, okay? I wonder if this is a gig of some sort. So anyways, bits and pieces coming in, okay, with that sort of grand finale really starting around the 7th day. And, enjoy. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just enjoy. You may also experience something significant with your weight, like changing, and this could be from cortisol reduction and stuff like this. But it's like, if you've been wanting to do more with your weight, your physical health, and well-being, these will be big opportunities for you there. All right. Thank you, Melissa. We are going to move on to Jennifer Herbeck. Okay. Jennifer Herbeck. What blessing is coming in to Jennifer? I feel like there's something you've been waiting to hear. There could also be some closure that you're waiting for in regards to a dad energy, okay? Or like your father, the paternal line in your family comes up here. So there could be some sense of closure there. There could be also, okay, something you've been wanting to hear from what feels like another male in your life. This feels like a significant relationship. And I do feel like I'm talking romantic. So, you're allowing yourself to receive this information and you're not judging it. Sometimes in life, we don't want things to be one way or another. We just want the truth. And that's what you're getting. All right. So this is a blessing for you because it frees you in a lot of ways. You may also be receiving some information that feels like pieces of the puzzle coming in. You could be seeing a lot of sevens around this time. Okay, sevens are like masks coming off, truths being revealed, answers and solutions coming in, getting a key to a door of opportunity you could not have unlocked previously, things like this. So you seem, and this is happening, all of this, I want to say within the last 48 hours, maybe 3 days. Okay, a lot of this brewing, but it's going to be dropping. It even feels like tonight in your dreams. So expect visits from deceased loved ones, again, especially like the paternal side of the family. Expect to have breakthroughs, psychic, prophecy, direction, and symbology coming through with your dreams. Expect to also, I want to say, receive a download in the upcoming ballpark week where you are given instruction from the universe about what you're supposed to do next. But essentially, letting go of this issue, okay, this uncertainty, this lack of closure, with some paternal issues in your life affecting even your self-esteem, your sense of identity. You may hold yourself back a lot in life because of some of those influences. All that's going to be washed away because you've been doing the work. Okay, so you've been doing 50% of the work. The universe is going to come in and wash it away. And that's the universe's 50% of the work. It's never just on us. And expect a greater sense of clarity in this other relationship that I already mentioned, as well as what feels like maybe a female coming in and talking to you, or you seeing, okay, what her real intentions are. It seems like clarity also in what could have been like a friendship, some type of partnership here. Okay, with this other female, and you being able to feel like, you know, I'm walking out of all of this, I want to say in the upcoming week for you, feeling like I am blessed. I know who I am. I understand why some things happened, or some things had to be let go of, or I had to set certain boundaries. I'm glad I did what I did, because now I know, you know, what their mentality was, essentially. All right, so this is kind of interesting. So yeah, that's another blessing message that's kind of unfolding in a couple key areas. It's not just one spot. Vanessa Dempsey is next. Vanessa Dempsey. What is the next blessing coming in for Vanessa? I'm hearing a lot of protection. You know, you may have an increased amount of loyalty also coming in for you based on some recent boundaries that you've been setting. So if you've been saying no to people, places, situations, previous contracts, and things that aren't paying you out, there's not enough reciprocity, it's imbalance, it's draining you in some way. Since you've been saying no, we do see some loyalty coming back to you in the form of like a contract, a monetary agreement, some type of payout. Okay, this could also be, I mean, I don't know if you want this, okay, but if you wanted to like get a loan for a business, if you wanted to like get a better mortgage rate, if you wanted to be able to like get a pay raise, like you want to go to your employer, you know, you want to get a better tax payback, you know, whatever it is, this is certainly the time to be doing it. Now, this is one of those blessings that isn't necessarily just going to fall in your lap. Just know it is readily available for you. It has been for like a month now because of the work that you did. So you kind of have to go after that one a little bit more, because you know how people are with money. I mean, money is never just going to fall in your lap, although I've seen crazier things. So pay attention. Okay, this would be the time to get a lot of yeses. Okay, something just automatically going through. And we also, you know, have with you this image of protection coming in. And so if you've been feeling a little bit like you're free falling in life, or, you know, I'm not sure that the universe has my back on some of the changes I want to make, or with some of the people that I have around me, the way the world is today, it's almost like I don't have a great sense of security. I feel very vulnerable, exposed, like I don't have a net. I think that's going to be changing for you. And this could come through symbolically as like a lot of cats showing up. So I feel like I'm sort of choking here. And so if there is, I don't want to say this. There seems to be some speaking opportunities. Now, I think you want these. I think you asked for these. I think you said to the universe, I want to be seen and heard more. You know, I want to have more power. I want to level up in my career, da, 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 da. I think you asked for this. So you did manifest this. But it's almost like you have an opportunity coming in where you could speak, you could be seen, you could teach, lead, train. And it's like, I don't know why, but when it comes in, I feel like I'm choking. It's like, are you going to shoot this down? Are you going to be double-minded? This is a blessing you may pass up. I mean, I think you're cuckoo. Don't do that. But, you know, sometimes we get opportunities and we regret it later because we didn't take advantage, and those were blessings. You know, you may have some closed throat chakra issues going on where you haven't done enough work on A, speaking your truth, or B, if when you do, and if it's disregarded or disrespected in some way, you know, are you coming at it again? Are you setting a boundary? If you have to walk away, are you doing that? It's not a test. It's not. It is a blessing, but I don't know if you're going to take it, you know? And so it could feel like a test, but make sure you are doing everything that you currently can in regards to clearing your throat chakra so that you can really enjoy this and understand that when this comes in, you know, you are protected. It's time for you to shake it up. And sometimes we get rid of the last of our inhibition through habit, through practice, by trying, okay, through the discomfort. I'm going to get comfortable in the discomfort, you know, of doing this thing. So definitely don't rule it out. This looks brilliant. We have Ashley with 2 E's. Joseph is next. Ashley Joseph. What blessing is coming in for Ashley? You seem to be having more fun. Maybe you were coming out of a period of time where you're like, I don't really know what's fun anymore. I don't know what makes me smile anymore. I don't know what holds my attention anymore. I don't know what keeps me engaged anymore. You know, I feel like I'm sort of a robot. I'm just feeling disassociated from it or the people or, you know, myself during these activities that were supposed to be or once were fun and enlightening and rejuvenating. I think that what's happening is that you're kind of getting into a more active phase in your life. You may have recently just said something like, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to change how much I'm like working out. I'm exercising. I'm going to pay more attention to my mental and emotional well-being. Okay. My stress levels, like whatever work you've been doing with all of that, that is leading to some blessing coming in here that feels very much like a reconnection with your higher mind, a reconnection with yourself. Now I am in a full alignment and I'm able to express myself better. I'm able to enjoy my life more. I'm able to sort of romanticize every moment of my life. I'm able to date myself. I have an attitude of gratitude that comes with ease. You know, I'm sleeping better, I'm looking better, da, 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 all the things. And that's great. But in particular, I mean, that's huge. Okay. That's like, what else is there in life? But also there's money here. Okay. And there is like some type of work opportunity coming in that feels almost like a full-on career elevation. And so it's like my title just increased, or I just launched with this new title. You know, it almost feels like a graduation from what you were doing. And that is huge. Okay, in this as well. And it just goes really well. Okay, so level up there. Thank you, Shauna Dempsey. Okay, are we doing, did I already do, you know, I don't think I did. There are 2 Dempseys here, a Vanessa Dempsey and a Shauna Dempsey. Okay, I thought I was crazy. Still debatable. All right, Shauna Dempsey. What blessing is coming to Shauna? You seem to be getting a little award, you know, and you're kind of like, what is this? feel like somebody comes in and they're like, look at this award we're putting on you. And it's like some cheap sticker with like a little, you know, it's like award with a tail on it. And you're like, don't put that on my fabric of this dress, you know, like keep it. Okay. It looks like you're being recognized for something. It kind of reminds me of like when you walk into a store and, you know, it's like, employee of the month, and I'm like, gives a shit. Did you give them more money? You know what I mean? Like, did you give them unpaid, a little you know what I mean, like paid vacay? Did you give them better health benefit? Who don't gives a shit? Okay, about your little dumb picture plaque on the wall. And that seems to be your attitude, rightfully so. And now this is coming up. Hello, Esmeralda Marie Rivera, everybody. She has woken up from her nap to join us. Say hi. Oh, I love you. Welcome. Join us, Mama. So, you know, essentially, over here, slightly to the past, okay, your recent past, you have basically said, keep your stupid sticker or your award or your whatever. Like, don't give me these, like, pay up, okay? Like, where's the cash, okay? Or where's the action? Or you may have been saying to people, like, I don't want to hear your words. I want to see your actions. I want to see a better pattern unfolding here, okay? I want better contracts. I want whatever it is. I mean, whatever it is that you've been feeling as though you're more than worthy, okay, of receiving, and they know it. So they better step up. I think you've been doing this in work. I think you've been doing this, you know, with money and resources. I think you've been doing this with your personal life with people, rightfully so. And so the blessing that's coming in now, and I'm hearing somewhere between 2 weeks and a month, you know, maybe a month and a half, we're going to be looking at you being in a better space. So this could be like an upgrade to your living space, your residency. This could be you getting land, real estate. This could be you also working from a better space. So often when I'm talking about space, I'm talking about the two most important places, where you live and where you work. Okay, so different workspace, different office environment, whatever it is, you know, that you've been asking for. So this most certainly looks like an upgrade to me. And I have you feeling very, I don't know how to describe this, sort of like this is my space. You know what I mean? There's a huge difference between going to an office with, I see office space with the red stapler, like some boss took my red stapler, like I'm going to burn the place down. You know what I mean? Or my cubicle's constantly getting moved. There is something about being in that workspace that makes everything you do feel like you're going backward, versus even if I am working from a small place of power, I'm a little fish in a big pond. I'm in some uncharted territory. Maybe I'm doing something new. You know, I'm certainly not top of my game yet, but my space is my own. And so I feel like a queen. You know, this is a vibe that you just really seem to be like fully enjoying. It also seems to be, how do I say this, affecting your everyday lifestyle. Okay. So you have a brand new, it's almost like everyday lifestyle improvement going on here with this. Love this. Kat Bathory is next. If you guys are tuning in late, thank you so much for being here. This is My Blessings Show. Thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. Please do share this video. Everyone around us right now needs a little pick-me-up, okay? And this is a great deal. You're dropping a $10 donation. I'm telling you whatever blessing is coming in for you next and when, and if there's anything more you need to do to receive it, because blessings are karmic. You can also privately book this for yourself or gift it to someone else. Or you could book a reading anytime. Up on my website, I do work internationally, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. Please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind. Please do subscribe and let me know in the comment section where you're tuning in from. I love you guys. Again, thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. All right, Kat Bathory is next. What blessing is coming in next for Kat? Something about clearing your throat chakra, Also, getting rid of whether this be tinnitus in the left ear, this be not fully understanding your mediumistic abilities, this be feeling bombarded by paranormal activity. This could also, you know, add up into something like, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but like ear infections or irritation in the left ear. Okay. So a couple different things elevating for you. And I want to say with the ear thing, I'm getting right in the next like 48 hours. Okay. And then with the throat chakra, yeah, there's a little more work. I mean, it could hit at 3 weeks, could hit at 5 weeks. Good Lord. The universe is going to give you plenty, but could hit at 7 weeks. So you could be waiting until right smack dab between the 9th and the 10th week. So whenever you're ready, you know what I like to say about blessings? The universe has a way of just being like, you want to receive this, kid? I'm going to, no? Okay. I'm going to lay it at your feet. I'm going to lay it at your feet. Okay. And it's sort of here when you're ready. Let's talk about the ear thing. The ear thing is not, I don't think, okay, literally an ear thing. Take it out resonates if you are having any issues medically with that. And again, I can't prescribe or diagnose, but the left ear ringing, the grandmothers used to say left for love and right for spite. And this was fairly accurate. So when I would tell my grandmother, I'd be like, my ear's ringing, my left ear's ringing. She'd be like, pick up the phone. You know, what spirit is talking to you? So the grandmothers knew left ear is mediumship. The right ear ringing is psychic ability. Okay. It seems like your mediumship has been off the charts. You may be learning a lot, but you may also be feeling overwhelmed. You may have gone through something in the last 2 months that really activated it for you. That can be trauma, that can be change. Take it out resonates. Now, what we have going on here is a clarity with it. Okay. So you sort of elevating up. When we have mediumistic abilities, we don't just constantly want the anxiety attacks or the random bouts of perfusive sweating or the freaking tinnitus. Okay. We don't want that. We want just to understand what spirit is there, why, receive the message, transfer the message if that's what we want to do. Okay. We want more clarity. So it's like you're elevating with your mediumistic abilities. Love that. With the throat chakra though. Okay. So we have a little more work to do with this. You seem to have been compulsively saying something. You may have a temptation to compulsively overshare or overreach or overexpect. Okay. And it is a desire to control. It's coming from ego, fear, manipulation, and control. Your ego is causing a closed throat chakra. You may worry that if you don't do that, with people or in life or in general, okay, if you don't do that, you can't keep that person's attention. You can't keep that person's affection. You can't keep the support around that you think you need. You don't need it. You know, that's the root issue here in the first place. And we should not ever want something that we have to control, that we have to manipulate to keep, okay, or to get. Because it's not authentic anyways. We should just want the truth. I want nothing but the truth. And so you seem to be coming into this more and more, okay, over the next 3 weeks, ultimately to receive a blessing, which is going to look a lot like something even from your past life, releasing from a closed throat chakra, pain from this life, childhood, releasing it. Okay, the universe can come in and wash all this away. And you seem to be taking the mic. You seem to be heard and seen in a very powerful way. So if you've been looking at opportunities to speak, teach, lead, communicate, build up a following, build up a client base, build up a ministry, you know, I don't know. It feels like counseling of others, but it feels like training others. So whatever, that's your personal business. Whatever spin and flair you put into it, okay, whatever your intentions are behind it, it seems to be whoosh, blowing up. Real good. All right, looks good. Let's see. We're going to get a new piece of paper. I am going to use the restroom and turn up the heater because I am freezing. Okay, so you guys bear with me. I'll be back in 1 second. What is going on in here, Mama? What is going on in here? You see that dog hair? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to go sit down. We'll come sit down. Oh. Okay. I think that's better. Okay. We are back. Everything good? Everything good? Good, 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 good. I think we're done with this. We're moving on to a new page. So where are we? Nicole. What blessing is coming in for Nicole as he's tearing up her scratch pad? A couple different things. This could be peace with a child. This could be higher elevation of a child. This could be a child entering the family or pregnancy. Take it how it resonates. But we have new beginnings. Okay, coming in with that. This can also literally, if you're not looking for anything in that vein, or it's not a possibility, just a new beginning. I want to say birth of a new life. So it's just the beginning of it. This is like the seeds getting planted. Okay, we're not seeing everything yet, but the movement has begun. The other thing I'm seeing here is, I almost want to say healing in a relationship. And this feels like you could be dealing with someone where for the last maybe 2 to 3 years, you felt like there's discord. Maybe we're not really fully understanding each other. There could be some miscommunications. You could have felt like you were pulling teeth, like you were beating your head up against a wall. It seems like at some point you were like, I'm pulling back. Okay. I'm detaching. I'm not going to therapize. I'm not going to parent. I'm not going to lead this relationship. It's never anyone's job, okay, to do that in any relationship. And you seem to have retracted and sort of thrown your hands up and said, like, let the chips fall where they may. It is what it is. And I think we're having some growth there. I think we're seeing some connectivity in that maybe this person is really acknowledging how much you have meant to them, how valuable you are. It's like you're being seen, you're feeling seen, you're feeling heard. This isn't necessarily also just one relationship. I think this is, yes, it is in general. Okay, it's in general. This has been brewing for the last 5 months. So you must have been setting better boundaries, making just life healthier for yourself, like taking care of self-development, self-care, self-love, health. Okay. And so this is part of that payout. But what you're going to be looking at here, and it starts, I want to say even in the last 2 weeks, this has kind of been brewing. Okay. But this goes forward for the next 7 months. I was going to say 7 weeks. Spirit's saying 7 months. So you could feel a peak with this at 7 weeks and then again at 7 months. So 7 to 10 months. Okay. 7 to 10 months. Okay. The peak really coming in 7 weeks out from now and 7 to 10 months is the peak. Huh. Is this one of those? No. Okay. So I was going to say, is this one of those things that comes in little bite-sized pieces? No, not at all. Interesting. Ultimately, I think what's going on is that you stopped waiting for others to show you your value and your worth. And you said, look, whether you see it or not my problem. Okay. I know my value. I know my worth. And I'm going to prove that to myself through self-love, self-care, watching my health, watching my mental health, getting enough sleep, moisturizing, okay, drinking my water, saying F it, I'm going to go take this vacay. I mean, whatever it's been for you, okay, treating yourself to things. I think that this payout that's coming in here is essentially revolutionizing your life, out with the old and in with the new. This could look like any or all of these things. A massive job change that is a significant upgrade where you feel more fulfilled in alignment with your life contract. You're doing passionately what you want to be doing and you're getting paid for it and you're getting the title recognition for it. Okay. And you're being seen and heard and you're getting the networking and the partnership opportunities from it, and or residency upgrade. So like I'm working in a brand new space and or I'm living in a brand new space. This could come with it like investment opportunities, buying land, buying additional real estate, you know, even travel for you. I wouldn't rule out in the next year and a half to 2, maybe 3 years where you're like, oh, I'm traveling, you know, I went to Italy and now, or I went to Ireland or whatever. You're like, I think I have to live there. I think I have to move there. I think I'm moving there. Goodbye. You know, it's like, I'm gone. It's like, shit could start moving really, really fast for you. Okay. So this is kind of wild. Enjoy. Thank you. Jess 1199 is next. Jess 1199. What blessing is coming in for Jess? I have a lot of tension in my jaw to the lower right side, molar but jaw area, okay, back beyond, like where there aren't teeth anymore. Now, I can't prescribe or diagnose. This may be something you want to, you know, keep in check. But I feel that this is symbolic of you having been very stressed. There's talk of 5 years old. You have been very stressed. This was possibly male energy causing a lot of the stress in the family, in your life in general. Toxic for you, may have negatively affected your mother. Then we have parentification, super empathic child, mature beyond your years, taking care of stuff was not your business to have to take care of, all the things. Okay, and then we got this tension in the jaw because of some of this stuff. Now, some of this could also be past life, okay? Take it out, resonates. But ultimately, it feels like you've spent the last 1 to 2 years examining everything in your life. So some people feel triggered. They hit a hot spot. They have a flashback. They feel dysregulated, right? They get agitated. They have issues with intimacy, addictive or avoidant tendencies, whatever it is, right? Chronic migraines, sleep disturbances. A lot of people have irritable bowel. People have this stuff. Okay. And then they go, no. I mean, that sucks, you know, sucks to be me. And it's like, are you gonna really, you gonna leave it there like that? Okay. You know, and here we are on earth exclusively for this, to heal, to grow, to change. Okay. You instead took these feelings, these reactions, this mental, emotional stuff, and you've been picking it apart for the last 2 years, okay, with a fine-tooth comb. It reminds me of, you ever have a ball, a big knotted, jumbled mess of your necklaces, and you're like, shit, I really love this necklace. And so what are you going to do? You're going to sit down. You're going to take a needle, okay, and you're going to unravel this thing because it's worth it, okay? It's worth more than gold. So there is this sense of you finally, okay, having some significant breakthroughs with all of this healing work, this alchemy, and your payouts can now start to come from the universe. I think you've been going through a testing phase for the last 5 months where, you know, the universe is like, let's see if you're going to backpedal. Let's put this person or this circumstance on your path. Let's put this on your path and see if you're actually going to speak up for yourself. You're going to fight for yourself or no. You know, you're going to recoil. You've been doing great. And what comes in now, it looks like it's hitting at about 10 months out from now. But you should start to see this at 1.5 to 2 months. It may peak. You may see it reappear a little bit at 3 months. There could be something else that goes on with it. Okay. But essentially what you're moving into is, I heard, higher vibration, higher frequency, higher pay. So more money, for one thing. More recognition if you've been looking for better partnerships, if you've been looking for people to sort of elevate you, you know, where you have to wait less time or ask less. It's like they're automatically offering you things. It seems like you've been wanting better networking and partnerships, you know, people to really kind of want to offer you things. So we have an increase with that. We also have more support coming from people around you. So it's also like one of the ways people can elevate you is by giving back all of the, you know, it's like social currency, but it's also like very intimate support. So you pour into people, you know, not where you're there every day to like listen to all their drama, but when the chips are down, come hell or high water, you know, you are the one to show up for people. So you're going to be receiving that back as well. But I think what you may enjoy the most out of all of this is a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of empowerment, a greater sense of power in the world. Like, you know that when you are comfortable in your skin and you know your power and you are confident that no matter what comes your way, you're going to be able to face it. You're going to be able to conquer it one way or another. There is no power like that in the world. There is nothing or no one that can give you that. Okay, you have achieved it, you have attained it. And so that's a big part of, yes, of this blessing coming in. Okay, the money stuff looks real, real good. Yep, elevation. Yep, elevation. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. We have Ashley Akari 777 next. Nice. Yeah. Ashley Akari 777. What blessing is coming to Ashley? Feels like a whole new friend group. Yeah. Feels like a whole new friend group. It feels like a whole new group of people coming to you who are like protective of you, who will, boost up your name, okay, to others, who would tear off their face if they say shit and you're not in the room. Like these people have your back. Like these people want to see you do well. If you've been hoping for a group, whether this be at work or just in life in general, okay, if you've been hoping for more of that, it feels like in situations where normally, I mean, maybe it wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't great. You're going to be experiencing that. And I also feel like you have some story to tell, okay, that needs to be, it's almost like, I'm not saying go, quit your day job and start writing children's books per se, but there is a story here that needs to be told. There's talk of 7 months ago, it seems like you would have been going through something where you were kind of brought back to some rudimentary, life experiences, social self-esteem, how to protect yourself, how to love yourself through difficult times, things like this, how to not let things like money rule you and push you around, the clock, the schedule, like how to care for yourself, how to stay the master of your own ship. And I think that one of the blessings coming in here is more recognition. Okay, so the people coming around that are right for you, that already started, that's going to continuously increase for about 2 to 5 months. And then it feels like this blessing coming in here where you're really going to be seen and heard. I mean, I'm seeing it in 2 months, I'm seeing it in 7 months, I'm seeing it at 10 months. So this comes in chunks. But what is it that you want to say? So there's a little more work that needs to be done with that. But the blessing itself is having the platform, having the outlet, having the ministry, having the fan base. You don't have to necessarily, again, quit your day job and start writing children's books, but it does feel like you're teaching people who are like younger than you in some way, which can just mean they haven't accomplished this yet. Okay. And if you don't want to like publish right now, publishing in my symbol base can mean social media. It can mean what I'm doing right now. This is going to get published. Okay. 24 hours from now, this is going to be published on YouTube. That's published. It is now officially mine. Okay. It can be recognized. I can do whatever I want with it. I could break it down into other little vids. I could put it out on other platforms. Okay. We control publishing these days. There are no gatekeepers anymore. Okay. We can go right past the gatekeepers. There's this great sense of you going out there. Okay. Being seen, being heard, being appreciated for what it is that you have to share. You need to figure out a little bit more about this. Okay. What does that mean for you? Sort of like through my life experiences, what I've alchemized and what I've learned, what wisdom do I have to share? How can other people use it? We are going to move on to Light Bear. Light Bear. What blessing is coming in for Light Bear next? Okay. More money in the bank account. Okay, first of all. And then more play. Now, I think the solution to getting more money, this could also be resources, this could be improved health, This could be increased energy. Okay. We're not just talking about money, but we're talking about resources in your life and how it can create, I want to say, is creating a stronger foundation for you. Okay. This is coming in at approximately 3 months out from now. You may start to feel it between 2 to 3 weeks out from now, where all of a sudden it's like your partnerships are getting better. Your skill set is becoming more clear. Maybe not to you. I mean, I think you know what your skill set is, but like to the world. Okay, it's being seen, acknowledged, recognized. You're being asked for, you're being called. Okay, so contracts can increase there. And then we've got the money stuff coming in. So it's like literal cash, okay, coming in, building. And what looks almost like a little, like a tube, okay, like a vase, like a, it's almost like if you put a bunch of coins in a glass jar, you could see what's in there. Unlike a piggy bank, you have no clue what's in the piggy bank, but if you can watch it grow, it's almost like it fuels your drive to keep going. And I think that would be wise to do. This is essentially putting you in a nicer foundation than what you've had. It's not that you haven't done well in the past. It's just that things weren't very stable. Like you may have felt like you were having a great life and then it was all gone, like it all burnt down or it was washed away. And it's like, okay, I only had that for like 3 years, or that took me 3 years to build up and now everything's changing. And it's like, feeling almost like even Steven, or like, are you joking with this? Why does everything just keep changing? Like at what point does it just become a strong, solid foundation that I can build up off of, level up from, and expand off of? Like at what point is it just endless sort of expansion? You know what I mean? And you may have some people and situations you still need to get rid of. Okay, so if you're toying around with any like changes that you were supposed to make that you're refusing to make, or if there's anyone who's been on the chop block, you're like, I'm just going to tolerate it. That is a big part of this. Okay, so cut it now or else. I mean, this is a blessing that's contingent, okay, upon other choices you make in a couple areas. But a lot of this has, okay, already been laid down for you. And one of the key ways to keep it coming, to keep your clarity and to keep your energy level high, to stay in the fluidity of all of it, is to play. Now, in particular, they're showing me tennis balls. Now, maybe you do play tennis, maybe you don't. But my symbol of the tennis balls, okay, is that everything in your life now is going to become very balanced and you need to keep playing with that energy. So like you hit the tennis ball over to the other person or situation, they hit the ball back over to you, you hit it over to them. Okay, if they don't hit it or they miss it or it goes off on their side, you don't yell for them to pick it up, you don't wait. Okay, you simply move on. So knowing when to go, okay, and knowing how to play and enjoy things while they're lasting. This does seem like a lot of play coming up in here as well. So it's like foundation, finally, thank God, foundation I can just expand off of. I don't have to keep checking it, and playfulness. It's a great combo. Lots of fun. Julie Ann Spear is next. Julie Ann Spear. What blessing is coming in for Julianne? Freedom, ignition. It's almost like I burned my eyebrows off a couple months ago. On one of those grills that like, they don't warn you. I was at an Airbnb and the shit took everything off. Eyebrows, eyelashes, everything, right? And so like, it's almost like ignition. The amount of fire that I see coming out of this symbolically for you is like, stand back, okay, type of energy. And freedom. Okay, so it looks like you are entering into a period of time. We have this peaking at about 3 months out from now, when you are getting freedom from some circumstances that had been holding you back. I think literally, I wonder if it's also financially, but it's definitely like energetically, possibly due to worry. Okay, so when we're caught up in a cycle and it's like, even if there's no immediate danger, even if, nothing's wrong, even if I'm okay in this immediate circumstance, because I'm dysregulated and my mind is like cyclical patterns of negative thought. I'm tense. That's all that matters. That is your reality. That's what you're in alignment with. That's what you're radiating. That's what you're attracting more of. Okay. So it's almost like you have been working really hard at things like metacognition, being an observer of your life, stepping back. What is, what tension is in my body? What discord is in my thoughts? What circumstances need to change? And it's like you're watching it like a movie, right? And then you're saying like, okay, no, I'm going to fix those things. Okay. And you've just been like doing the work. So this is amazing. Yeah. So 3 months out from now, you get freedom from any other types of like cyclical negative thoughts, worry, concern, anxiety, which is human. Some of this should have been maybe controlled a bit better. Some of this is just like still going to be there because that's human. Okay. And you're getting the freedom also to, I'm hearing mobility to move around, freedom for mobility and ignition. This like fucking fire coming at you. It's cleansing. It's Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's the old way gone, right? It's birth from the ashes. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, like leave it behind you. Don't look in the rear view mirror. Okay. Everything new coming up and ready to bloom, like a harvest season coming at approximately also 7 and 10 months. Okay. And so if you're looking at relocation, if you're looking at a brand new lifestyle, if you're looking at really being able to start a whole new life in regards to the residency, the money, the day-to-day, okay, the mundane, and also feel very, very passionate about some work you're doing. So whether this is like side hustle, business, entrepreneurship, this could also be your mainstream job, I guess. I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but take it out, resonates. I'm sure you'll feel better in all areas, okay? But this seems like you're very, very fulfilled also. So feeling wanted, needed. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. Really feeling like there's a lot to celebrate, okay? And just with who you are, and just with the way you're being appreciated, okay? As well. Damn, lots happening there. Missy Cavillo is next. What blessing is coming in from Missy? I see you with the black cat. I see you with the black cat with the star and a moon right above its head and like green eyes. So, okay, a star and a moon. Okay, a couple different things going on with this. It looks as though you have recently, in particular in the last 3 months, 7 months back, a year and 2 months back, something may have activated this between 2 and 3 years ago. You started to say, I don't care anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to shine so bright I burn their eyes. I'm not asking for permission. I'm not asking for acceptance. I'm not asking for recognition. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you've been getting more in alignment with your soul, with your higher mind, okay, with your life contract. And because of that, you are now in a unique position to reap some benefits, including what almost looks like, in Harry Potter, they all got a pet. One guy got a toad, one guy got an owl, one guy got a cat. I think Harry Potter got a rat. I mean, it's whatever it is, right? It's like your sidekick. It's your totem. It's your right hand. Animals always work in alignment with healers, period, point blank. Okay, I teach on this a lot. We have to have one. And it's not like I didn't go looking for her. She found me. She ended up on my porch with 9 of her siblings, right? Just a big pile of black fur with green eyes all like staring up at me. You know what I mean? They will find you when it's time, and you're here to support one another. It's like you have this symbolic or literal, we'll see, okay, black cat coming in for you. And it's leading to what looks like you being seen more, because there's a star over like one eye and there's a moon over the other. And so you're having more protection from the universe. to go out there and really be who you are and explore in some new uncharted territories. It looks like the opportunity for you to be seen as a star is going to hit all areas of your life where you are being appreciated, you're getting elevated, you're having promotion opportunities. This could also be title expansion. Okay, this could be on social media as well. And I just want to say there could be some jealous people in your life. I don't even want to bring that crap into your blessing. I doubt you'll be surprised. But when people can't celebrate when you have a win, okay, not holding space there anymore, sister. Like this should not happen. Now, also, people tend to love us more when we're down, or we're just a little bit below them, or we're on the same level. Like they kind of love us when we're down, The moon is also coming up here. So the moon over this black cat's other eye, right, is symbolic of your feelings, your emotions, being able to sort of see in the dark, being able to tap into the darker energies of the universe. The moon is changeable. For those of us that are Cancers, I'm a Cancer sun, we change I think it's week and a half. A completely different person every week and a half, completely different person every week and a half. It just seems like you're flowing with this. And so you're going to have more opportunity for growth and expansion through change, through visibility, but through change, constant change, fluidity, fluctuation. You just really seem to be loving this. Feels very magical. Okay. You may also be into like reading or the healing arts in some capacity, helping others through that, and that would go well. All right, let's move on. Holy cow, you guys are just eating the show up tonight. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you guys so much. Edgar. Okay. Now, we already did Edgar. Is this a second one for Edgar? I just want to make sure before I get into it, because we are unlimited, so you guys can ask multiple. It is another one for Edgar. Okay, so let's see. And I do have psychic amnesia, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to let Spirit handle this one. Give me a different blessing that's coming in for Edgar that's different from the other one I gave him. Looks like a new car. It's like a new car with a new keychain. I don't know if this is a Jeep. I mean, maybe this is a Hummer. Maybe this is something that's a little bit more like an SUV, but it's boxy. Okay. It looks like an interesting keychain that like looks like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, it's long. It's weird. It's like they gave you something to go with the car that's really cool to put on your keychain. It's almost like you're proud of it. I don't know. I have you looking at it, this dangler, and you're like, this thing is awesome. Like every time I pick up my keys, like I think about my keys, like I think about my keychain, and I think you literally do, but I also think, it's connected to the vehicle. It's connected to, I think this is literally a vehicle for you. Okay. So could it be a double symbol? Absolutely. Meaning the mobility of your life. Okay, I'll get onto that in a minute here. But it also literally looks like a car. I don't know if you're going with army green or you're going with a cool, maybe a forest green, or maybe you do choose something more traditional like black, because you seem to really debate there for a while. But something about mileage, like really, it does really great on mileage. So I think, no, maybe this is I got a hybrid. I got a hybrid Jeep. Thank God. Okay, thank God. Something told me to do that. Because now you're just plugging it in, you know what I mean? Instead of paying these gas prices, and something to, it may work out that way as like a hybrid, but you're like, this gets really good mileage. So, I think that the other symbol of this, okay, is, and I see ducks in the back seat, which is going to symbolize you're getting all your ducks in a row with this vehicle. Okay. It's like the mama duck. It's a big duck. It's like, I'm getting all my ducks in a row with this. This is my first big duck. This is my first big duck for my new life. Okay. For my big level up. My first duck is in a row. It's very exciting. Eventually you'll have like 50 ducks in the backseat, you know. I think that the energy behind this though, because spirit usually in my readings means things is a double symbol, double, triple even. So it's about you being able to blow past obstacles, to run future obstacles over. Future obstacles are not technically obstacles at all, because in the past you would have had this smaller vehicle, you know, you would have had to get out of the car and move these roadblocks out of the way. You would have had to go around them. You would have had to put something into your, you know, Google Maps, GPS, or reroute yourself. You know, it wouldn't have been possible, quite frankly. Now you're just running over them. It's almost like they aren't there at all, which also symbolizes speed. Okay, so you're picking up speed. Everything will move at a faster rate, and that will trigger manifestation, law of attraction. Okay, what is in motion stays in motion. I'm hearing the next 2 weeks with you. Also, this may start to come in, and then I heard 7. Okay, that could also be 7 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see where exactly this lands. But I really, you know, 10 weeks comes up for you is another blessing with this. So we're within the very short time frame here is kind of what this looks like. Love it. Janina Rincon Radio. Janina Radio. What blessing is coming in for Janina? More loyalty. Seems like somebody really disappointed you. Be careful for triangulation. Don't talk shit. People are talking shit. They're trying to rope you into it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't have anything to do with it. Okay. But you seem to want more loyalty. And there could have been some disappointing situations here, possibly with a job or a boss in the past, or like a disappointing situation where you thought you had stability in a work situation and it like the company fell through. Okay. Or it just ended up not being offering you as much like level up opportunities as you wanted. This also comes through as what feels like maybe a love partnership and some family dynamics. Now, these could be like siblings or cousins, but there are some elders involved in this as well, where it's just it's disappointing. You know, you have been let down. You have found that even though you would be loyal to these people when it really maybe mattered to you, they weren't very loyal to you. Some of this feels like straight heartbreak from a lover though, too. You know, so we would be talking about grief, but we would be talking about abandonment, maybe, betrayal trauma. That's what I'm hearing. There is a coming out. I'm hearing, I'm coming out, so you better get the party started. It's like you're coming out. It's like you're coming out music. I see you getting down off the steps of a bus, which is always going to represent the struggle bus. Get me the hell off this bus. Nobody wants to be traveling by bus. Okay, so it's like you're coming down off the steps and it's like you're ready to go. I think that what you've done is a lot of cleanup on this. I think you've done a lot of restriction and boundary setting, and you've done a lot of transmutation of your pain to power. This could be therapeutic. This could be shadow work. This could be you just, you know, deep diving into self-help, whatever it is. You've been examining it. You've also had a lot of ancestors and deceased loved ones coming through, spirit coming through, helping you with this. When you needed to cry, you cried. When you needed to release, you released. When you needed to do the work, you did the work. It's paying off. And now you are moving into a place in your life where you're going to see more loyalty. Now, one thing hits at 2 months. The other thing hits it between 5 and 7 months, or consistently from 5 to 7 months, I think is more accurate there with that. So the first one is with your money. And the second one is with the people, just the general like loyalty from different circumstances. Okay, blessings coming in. Like there's an issue with something and you're like, oh God, I hope I don't have to get onto customer service. And it's like, you just make one phone call and they're like, we'll handle this for you. I got this for you. We're putting it in your bank account right away. We're sorry, ma'am. You know, and you get the follow-up email and you're like, really? Like I have a horseshoe at my ass, you know, you don't, it's this payout. But the first thing coming in at 2 months is really money. Okay. It's really recognition. It's really a title expansion. It's a promotional opportunity, you know, something in that vein. And this could also be networking with like family or other people, you know, and them offering you partnership opportunities. Okay. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. You guys are amazing. Okay. Enjoy, Janino. Love your name. Edgar says, thank you, Ivy. I just got a car at the end of February. Amazing. Okay, love that. Thank you for sharing. And that's symbolic, you know? I mean, I think everything is symbolic, but I mean, literally, it's because it is, right? So it's symbolic of the movement in your life. Your first big duck. How exciting. We have another one here for Danny Spoons. Okay, Danny Spoons. What blessing is coming through for Danny? Well, seems like somebody tried to shut you down is getting their karma. So it's almost like you're getting a front row seat to the karma show with a bag of popcorn. I also think that they're getting like demoted. And I think that you're elevating up and they get a front row seat to the karma show. So it's like in your face, you know what I mean? It's a little bit of this sort of salty energy or whatever they call sour grapes. I don't give a shit. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like we can't enjoy moments like that. What's the point? So, you know, you did it without revenge. It happened naturally through the progress of karma, right? In the universe handling things. But ultimately, it seems like there were people trying to shut you down, limit you. I heard close her down. This could have been people trying to prevent you from also having things like a promotion at work or someone talking trash and trying to make it look like your work is insufficient or like you're ignorant or like you didn't understand what you were doing or like you screwed something up. Okay, so there could have been some drama with that even. You could have also had someone in your life who was like talking trash about you, almost like, you know, I guess it could have been a friend, but it seems like someone you had an intimate connection with. So, I mean, that could be deep friendship. That could also be like a lover, you know, someone who was making you out. These men are the biggest bitches on earth. When they go off and they gossip to their family or their friends, they, you know what I mean? Instead of like going to their woman and saying, instead of like talking like a man, you know what I mean? They're like bitchy little boys. There's this bitch energy here. And you may have been like, really? Like you knew what was going on, but then you found out like to what extent it was happening. And you may have had to just sort of allow a lot of things from your past to be washed away. Not, almost like not worth it. Just let it happen. You know, just let anyone who was feeding that, any flying monkeys that were involved, anyone who didn't come and tell me about it, you know what I mean? Let it all wash away. Let it all wash away. What seems to be happening now is that you are moving into this great period of success, and those people have to watch. You may even see those people try to come back in. Okay. It's ridiculous how many people think they're going to come back around like nothing was really wrong or just a little apology and, you know, she'll have me back. So I would expect this from employers to coworkers to acquaintances to friends to lover, old lover, like anyone, okay, who had done you dirty. I think that ultimately what's happening is that you're getting raised up and elevated out of systems that have felt like a boot on your neck. They were restrictive. You had to play by their rules. There was always a cap. There was always a glass ceiling. There was always some freaking hoop to jump through. You know what I mean? Always red tape. Like you're out. You're coming out. Now this hits really at about somewhere between 9 and 10 months. But it's really the 10th month out from now that I'm feeling it the most. So you may be like revving up. You may be getting the contracts. You may be shown the notices like at around 9 months. But you're leaving the systems behind. The systems that you never really wanted to be part of, the systems that you never really fit into. You learn to navigate them. You learn to play that part. You learn to play your role. You learn to strategize and succeed. Okay, like a game of chess, You learn how to make your moves, but they were mostly from defense. And now it's like you're coming, you're into offense. It's like, I am now attaining goals. I'm feeling better. You're feeling lighter. It's like your skin is improving. It's like your hair is growing. It's like you're just loving being in charge. Okay. And appreciated. And without all of that, because you really did have a lot of people kind of coming up against you. I don't know. And you may be 12th house or two. You may want to look at that. What's going on in your 12th house, because that's like hidden enemies and bullshit from the people closest to you and da-da-da. I have a stellium there. You can't miss it. Okay. It's like, yeah, eventually you just reach a point where you're like, I'm not even going to deal with anybody anymore. You know what I mean? But that's not your story. Your story is just to elevate and get people on your level. Okay. So this is great. All the opportunities, the money, you being showcased also for what you do, but being able to move around with it and do it in the way you want, when you want, how you want. This could be projects. This could break down into projects, like project management, like I'm calling the shots on these projects. Janet Gomez is next. What blessing is coming in for Janet Gomez next? Feels like if you were having any health, mental health, energy drops, if you were having any issues, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, it feels like you've been putting more time and attention into self-care, self-love, healing, health routines, and it's like you're getting a payout for that. So I see in the next 3 weeks, like a lot of things moving out that were energetically like blocking you or holding you back, or things that are connected. One thing with health is it's a science. I mean, so it's like maybe the doctors won't be able to find it, but seriously, everything's connected. It's like a spider web. It's like life, right? Everything's connected. And it's very possible like 3 different issues are getting knocked out all at once. Okay. And some of that is just coming from the universe sort of washing it away. Some of it is coming from answers, solutions coming to you, and all of it is coming because you've been putting more health, more care into, okay, your own self, your health. I think that the other thing that's coming to you is a little bit of what feels like a lottery win. You have a grandmother coming through who's like playing cards, and she's like gin rummy or whatever it's called, and it's like, how did you? It's almost like people might be looking at you and they'll be like, how did you win with that hand? Like, we just started, like we went around twice. Like, how did you get what do they call it? A flush or straight or whatever. It's like, how did you get that? Luck. You got that from luck. The reality is there is no luck. There is only karmic payout. Okay. And the last, I want to say 5 years, you've been putting a lot of effort into making changes. The last 10 years, you've been putting in a lot of effort into cutting off, whether it be family dynamics, relationships that weren't working, not minimizing yourself, listening to yourself more, which has also elevated your money, your career, your titles, your education, your expansion. You've been putting in a lot of work. Now it looks like you have a horseshoe up your ass. And you're just like able to, even having fun, like your grandmother shows it, almost like you're playing this hand, you're putting it down, everyone's like, what? So, you're having these, let's call them lottery aspects where like money is coming to you, opportunities are coming to you, business investment opportunities are coming to you, more money in the bank account, more resources, more networking. This feels very friendly as well. So you may be having more fun with friends or new friends. Now, they don't all have to become besties, but you could find yourself doing something like a dance class or a spiritual class or an art class, or like now I go over here, I go to this concert series every week, and we dance outside at the water, like under the moon and the stars. And it's just like, these are my friends. And it's like, couldn't tell you his name, but this is my new dance partner. You know what I mean? It's like, you're really vibing also socially here for a while, and there are so many blessings coming in with that. Shake it up, enjoy. And we're going to move on to Jess 1199 said, thanks, Ivy. You're so welcome, Jess. Happy blessings, everybody. A little bit of Christmas. All right, we have Maraid. Is this another one for Maraid? I'm going to assume. I'm going to wait until I get your confirmation, though. Diana, because she did it one of her. Thank you very much. Okay, another blessing reading for Maraid. Spirit, I'm going to let you take the wheel on this one. Don't give me the same thing I got before. What other blessing is coming in for Mairead? Something about your teeth. First of all, if you've been making sure lately that you don't bite off more than you can chew, and you've been saying to yourself, whoa, girl, like I'm going to pull back, like I can feel I'm doing it again. I'm putting in too much. I'm thinking too much. I'm overexerting. I'm doing the most, you know. It's like lately you've been telling yourself, the last 3 months in particular, but something happened between 7 and 9 months ago. So this must have been a 2-month span of real intensity. This could have been family related, paternal related, maternal related to some degree, but mostly male energy. I think that you have decided to get control of yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. You've been like, I'm not going to bite off more than I can chew. And you've been clocking, okay, monitoring, and allowing yourself also to use your psychic ability, your intuitive intelligence, okay, which always trumps logic and it always trumps emotional intelligence. You've been allowing your psychic ability to sort of like rule over your decisions. And that's a hard transition, to just be like, everything I do is going to be based on my psychic ability now. That is very bold. It is against every rule in society, but you've been doing it more and more. I think what's coming in here now is a whole sort of flood, okay, of blessings for approximately a 10-month period. Now, this would have started about a week ago, okay, but it goes 10 months, and it's going to come from that work being done, or that work you did, okay, from that work you did that. And it's about you being able to accept what looks like a level up in work. I just heard promotional. Okay, so with work, a level up, you being seen, heard, and appreciated. Even in little ways where it's like, I don't know, I have somebody giving you a sandwich, you know, sandwiches are exciting. I don't know what it is about a freaking sandwich. We can all make a sandwich, but have you ever just noticed when someone else made a sandwich, it's like 100 times better. There's just something about it. I have people giving you a sandwich. I have people giving you like what looks like maybe like a hot chocolate or like a coffee or nice coffee, or it's like just people giving you little things, you know. And so it suggests harmony in the workspace. It suggests appreciation, you know. It suggests wanting to take my lunch break with people instead of maybe running off and hiding in my car or something like that. You know, it suggests people boosting you up. A family, you know, it feels like family energy. It's very sweet. I mean, I'm not saying I see you working with your family. It's just the energy, the vibe. I do think that some of the other really important stuff coming in here has to do with your finances. And this could hit it about 3 months out from now. And then we have between the 6th and the 7th month out from now, we could be seeing an increase in your finances from work. And then we see an increase in your finances from outside. So outside sources. There's an astrologer I listen to who calls this chunky money. And I was always like, what, you know, what's she talking about? But I kind of like intuitively knew like chunky money. What she means by that is like, maybe a tax break, maybe it's a settlement, maybe it's an inheritance, you know, maybe it's just like a big chunk of change you didn't earn and you didn't ask for necessarily, you know, or you didn't work for in the traditional way. That's a better way to say that. So we have other money coming in, okay, during that time. All of this looks really good for you. I want to say that the next, you know, 10 months for you is just sort of like life getting better and better and better. And you really want to, every time you feel a blessing, big or small, coming in, I don't care if it's a sandwich. Okay, like every time you have a blessing coming in, I want you to say, I did that work. Okay, I released that family stuff, that childhood stuff, that paternal junk, that generational curse from mom's side. Like I've been working on that, and I've been owning my energy, and I've been taking care of myself. I've been noticing when I bite off more than I can chew. I've been not wanting that. You know, it's almost like you've changed in such a fundamental way where you no longer want drama and trauma and low vibrational energy, because you were addicted to it for a while. Okay, like a kid on candy. It's like you're done with it. You're done with it. That's amazing. Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to another one. Okay, Katrina Tibbetts. I think this is feedback. Katrina Tibbetts said from TikTok, I've missed this. I'm glad you are still doing these. I just started doing these. You guys voted this in for the 2026 lineup. I've only done like 2 of these. I'm glad you're still doing these. I love the red glasses on you. I feel lost again. I'm hoping to get a nudge to find my next steps or direction. Yeah. Well, you guys can book a reading anytime. Of course, it's good to see you. Thank you for being back. Yes, I'm always doing these. If I don't show up on TikTok, it's because TikTok hates me and it has been destroying my channel for 2 years. So I speak out too much politically. So Nicole W. Okay, Nicole W. Is this, did I can't read that. All right, let me focus. Okay. Nicole. Okay, Nicole W. What's a blessing coming in for Nicole W? Who is that? It's almost like, are you going to talk to me? Are you going to talk to me? Are you going to talk to me? Flap your gums, flap your gums, slap your gums. You're like, yeah. Like, I got it. We're going, go. Da, 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 da. You know, this banter, this back and forth, this sort of like ping pong game you got going with somebody. And then it's like, I'm tired or I'm bored or I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Or my brain just shuts off. It's like some of us just have an attention span that only goes so far, or an energy. It's like once I'm on empty. Like, bye, I'm leaving the party. It appears that you have someone coming in who is going to be good for you. This feels like a male who is, I don't know if he has self-esteem issues. He looks a little plump to me. That can be my symbol for someone who doesn't like maybe take good care of themselves. You know, when you see a man who's overweight, it does make you wonder why or how, because he doesn't get pregnant. He doesn't have PMS. He doesn't have a baby. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like when men get overweight like that, they almost have to deliberately go out of their way to do it unless they have a health condition. It does immediately raise a red flag in regards to self-care, hygiene, mental health. You know, you do have to kind of look at these things. But it seems like him coming in is, how do I want to say this? Creating an opportunity for you, which is a blessing for you, to interact in a safe way with someone who wants more of your time, attention, banter. The banter is fun. Yeah, again, until it's not. Something's going on there. But ultimately, you know, sometimes a blessing can feel a little bit like a mixed bag, and that's okay. That's fine. Doesn't make it not a blessing. Okay. But you could find yourself being really admired. Okay. This person just wants like more of you. This could also represent as a double symbol for you, everyone kind of wanting a piece of you. As we go forward, I want to say in particular for you, this comes up at 3 months and then between 5 and 7 months. So in particular, something is coming in closer though. I want to say like a week and a half. Okay. And if everybody wants a piece of you, if everybody wants more of you, if everyone wants to talk to you longer, if everyone wants to catch up with you, you know, after work or in the parking lot or after this thing, or, you know, stay longer at the party, or like da 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 da. Everyone wants to know what you know. And, you know, you seem to be really enjoying this, but you also seem to be learning how to set your limits, okay, your boundaries. I had a student yesterday at class at the psychic mediumship course say, you know, my ears ring like crazy. Like it gets horrible tinnitus, and it is in spirit. It's like when I'm around my coworkers and I said, well, are they coming in too close? Are they coming into your cubicle? Are they close talkers? Are they right up on you? We all loved COVID, you know, most of us empaths anyways, because we had 6 feet. Back off. You know what I mean? It's like, you may be learning like how to protect your energy in a literal spatial way. Things like this. I think that this opportunity though, in dealing with this person is, and the other symbolic part of this message, which is that like society wants more of you. You know, people on social media want a piece of you. You may be being offered positions. It's like everybody just wants to have you around more. I think it's about knowing your worth. And I think the bigger blessing in all of this is feeling very confident and very worthy and finally getting back what you've been putting out, because you know you're a good person. You know what you bring to the table. You know the work you've done on yourself. You know that you're there for people come hell or high water, right? You know, but you haven't received it back a lot in life. And so this is reciprocation. Reciprocation. And it's what you should have always been getting back. You know, the way this person is almost like enamored with you, you know, you should have always really been getting that back. So we're starting to see it. Very nice. Do we have any more coming in, or do we want to do last call? Okay, Cat Bathory. Okay. What healing message is coming in for Cat Bathory? Where am I in time? Okay, just making sure. Cat Bathory. What? It's not a healing message. That's another show. What blessing is coming in for Cat Bathory? It looks like you're releasing something. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go record a gold winning album, you know what I mean, necessarily, but it is like you're releasing something from your heart chakra up through your throat, and then it's like a balloon. Okay, I see it like a balloon coming out. It's like you're about to say something, sing something, okay, perform something. It doesn't have to be speech related, but like, because it passes through the throat, you know, it could very well be, but there are a million different ways to communicate, and the voice is a small portion of it. It's our body language. It's our makeup. It's what we don't say. It's what we will and won't show up for, okay? It's a million things. There are a million ways to communicate, but it's like you are taking this story that you have to tell, okay, or this performance that you want to give, and it's almost very artistic, okay, in its own way. It's like I'm telling a story through art. I keep seeing I keep seeing the artist. How could I forget her name? With the unibrow. Okay, the Mexican chick. I keep seeing her work. I keep seeing, which was based on her trauma. Okay, I think a lot of past life trauma, but like her in this life trauma, surgeries, you know, things she had to go through. So it's like this story that you're telling is coming from your painful experiences. Okay, this is alchemy at its best when it transforms into some form of art. And you are, you know, giving it out. Frida Kahlo, thank you. And then you are giving it out, and then you are, how do I want to say this? You know, you're receiving extra like opportunities from that, okay, to give out even more because there's interest in it. So it's like the public sees it, you know, and the universe sees that you did it, and you did it through a series of release. So this blessing of all these other opportunities coming in to share another story, another piece of art, you know, another video, another song, another painting, another dance, right? More of my wisdom, whatever. It's open to interpretation. You know, it's like you are getting more of that because you finally released this balloon. Now, when we talk about a balloon releasing ceremony, this often comes in conjunction with or instead of like someone releasing ashes, okay? It's ceremonial, okay? And it is, the way I'm seeing it is a red balloon, which is about power. It's also about righteous anger. Wow. Yeah. So that would be the other part that you still have to work on, is like fully releasing the balloon. Okay. Like, I'm good with this. I think especially for women, I think all of our anger that's been suppressed for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, you know, it's all this righteous anger that's coming out of us right now. from breaking generational curses and whatnot. And, you know, it really is best given through art. Let's move on to another one. Sherelle Warren. Hey, Sherelle. Long time no see. My Facebook accounts were hacked, so can't see you on there anymore. Okay, but it's good to see you. Sherelle is our boxing, kickboxing. You still doing it? You were so good. It was ridiculous. Sherelle Warren, what blessing is coming in for Sherelle? You know, there's a similarity here between your message and the last girl's message, and that is being seen, being appreciated, getting multiple opportunities based off of something that you express, that you go out to the public and give. Okay, so that is a blessing coming in here for you, but it's not just one. It's like, well, and then it depends on how many you accept. Okay, which ones you accept. So I can't say exactly how many, but like maybe up to 5, okay, different like outlets for this. You may be doing something and expressing yourself that is like, I'm going to teach other people how to do, holy shit, this is almost the same message. It's like Spirit lined you two up to be back to back. You may have something you feel you need to preach or say, or you need to like show people how to do. Okay. And maybe that is something like with your kickboxing or your boxing or your like, you know, your MMA stuff. It's like, maybe it is that. Maybe you're teaching younger people or whatever. But it's like, I'm going to put this knowledge on display. I'm going to help other people to, it's almost like unblock themselves, you know, find their power, use their inner like righteous anger or rage and use it for healing, because all of that is, right? That is feminine energy. That is the divine feminine. That is Kali, you know, that is like converting that, okay, pain into power. And it's fierce, you know, and there is this sense here of like people want to know it from you, or people want to hear it from you, or people want to see it from you. So your willingness to give more of that is going to lead to, again, these blessings that come in like, I mean, it starts with 3, but it could end up turning into 5. It feels like total. So that's going to bring money. That's going to bring recognition. Hey, Ezzy, no. Ezzy's trying to knock over all the cameras. Come here, mama. Come here. Knock it off. What does this look like? When? 2 weeks, 7 weeks. I see you, and we just want to see more of you. Come on up here. 2 weeks, 7 weeks. So the 7th week going into the 8th week. Okay. I love you. And then, yeah, it looks like maybe around 9 months. I do want to say with this, you know, and then you've got like the other 2 potential opportunities coming in at about 1 year and 2 months, 1.5 years to 1 year and 7 months, and then at about 2 years. So this goes on for quite a while. I do want to say, make sure you're not giving too much time, attention, energy, or affection to someone in your life who is slowing you down, who doesn't want to stand on their own 2 feet. Sometimes you have a tendency to give a lot because you're like, well, I can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And if the universe sees that you're enabling someone, that's lower level energy, okay? Especially with the males in your life, or someone with a female with very dominant personality. Just be careful you're limiting that, because that chips away at how big the blessings could be. This looks beautiful. Awesome. Kat said thank you. Kat Kelly said thank you. You're so welcome, Kat. Thank you. Do we have any more coming in? Sherelle is just giving some feedback here. Oh, she said, good to see you too. MMA, I'm teaching now. Now, I could not know that, okay, because my Facebook accounts were hacked and they were all shut down. And that was the only place I knew her from. That is insane. That is so exciting. Well, there is your gateway. Also, Sherelle, I'm just going to add to that then, since you're already starting. It's like, videos of it, videos of it. I just saw you more on camera, not necessarily talking and saying a lot. I mean, at times, maybe like a review of it, at the end of a video, but it's like people watching you or people watching you teach. It's almost like I'm watching you. It's not just you talking. It's like you talking to other people. So make sure people are recording and doing a good job. Okay, recording you teaching and what the students are doing. And it's like, yeah, TikToks and stuff like that. Love it. Love it. Okay, follow me on TikTok also. If you're on there, I'll follow you back. Hi, come on up. Come on up. Kudos. Icy Trina says, hi, I'm Christina. What blessings are coming my way, or what do I need to know? Okay, Christina. Icy Trina, aka Christina. What blessing? What blessing is coming in for Christina? There's shockwave, money in the bank, money in your wallet. Hold your wallet, keep it close to your vest. Shockwave. There could be some changes. Knock it off, Ezzy. Hey, psst. Cool it, mama. She's being a brat tonight. Keep it close to your vest. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. It looks like you have some resources coming in. You may also have heard like intel. There could also be some information coming in for you that tells you, I'm not saying, Ezzy, knock it off. I'm not saying it's like insider training or trading or like, I don't know, you're doing anything illegal or anything like that. Please stop. Cut it out. Come here. Come sit down. Come sit down with us. I'm not saying it's anything like that, but, it does seem to be information that you're getting that you didn't have, that you normally wouldn't have gotten, and it's almost like someone gave you the in, like you're grandfathered into something, this type of an idea. So you get the key to a door of success. This is coming in. It looks like starting around 2 to 3 weeks out from now, as long as you don't hold yourself back. This is going to require that you stretch yourself. Cut it out, Ezzy. It's going to require that you stretch yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I think that what happens after that, there's almost like a shockwave. So this could be like you getting in, right, on some like stocks or investments or something early, or you getting in on like a project early, you getting in on investing in a business early. Like I'm launching this thing early. I'm a little bit ahead. I'm a little bit ahead of the game. And so this whole sort of shockwave comes in that rides you up. It's like a surfer on a wave, but then everyone else gets washed out. So a bunch of people are going to then end up getting like leveled out, and that would have been like competition, or they would have been getting a piece of that pie. They would have been getting some of that cash. They would have been getting some of that attention and energy flow. Like they're gone. So it's, with it being removed, it really allows you to really fill your wallet. I'm seeing big piles of cash, big bills in big piles of cash. Okay, going into your wallet. And I just see you taking it and like holding it like close to your vest. What does that mean? That means that you do have some, obviously, right, significant financial, in particular, blessings coming in here, but you should keep your mouth shut. I definitely wouldn't be sharing how you did it, where it came from, what you know, how much you have, how much you're planning on having, how much you're investing, anything. I wouldn't let anybody know anything, okay? So this is just for a while, okay? Just keep that close to your vest until things are more on a solid foundation and people are getting over their butt hurt or whatever from like getting washed out. I think part of the reason this is happening for you is because you've been pretty strategic in following your gut intuition in the last 2 years, 7 months in particular. 4 months ago, something happened. Several weeks ago, 2 to 3, something happened. You've been pretty good at making your moves in life from your intuitive intelligence, which always trumps your logic and your emotional intelligence. And because of that, you're going to start seeing in real time what the payout for that is. Okay, because that's in universal alignment. Really interesting. Okay, let's see. Sherelle Warren, I think it's just more some feedback here from Sherelle. Thank you, and definitely sending you a request on TikTok. Okay, awesome. Thank you. We are going to do last call. All right. So this is it, you guys. Last call. If you want to drop your $10 donation, and then I will tell you what blessing is coming your way and when. Now is the time to do that. If you are wondering how to do that, if you're here on YouTube at AskIvy the Medium, it is in the description above. Right? Is it above or below? I think it's above. And then if you are on Instagram or TikTok, Diana, my beautiful producer, is having to post it repeatedly in the comment section because they don't let us post or pin anything like that. Albert Radillo. Albert Radillo. Albert Radillo. What blessing is coming in for Albert? Chains around your ankle, being let go, lack of confinement. I'm no longer confined. No more confinement. Lack of solutions. You get your solutions. We've got solutions coming in. We've got an ending of confinement. Okay, we've got chains around the left ankle. That's probably been, you know, a real bitch of a situation, because whenever I see chains around the left ankle, we're talking about circumstances holding you back. You know, we're talking about something that's probably been there for a while. This could even be cyclical. Like, I'm trying to get out. I can't get out. It's holding you back. It's like being stuck in the muck. It's like being stuck in the mud. You know, I can't. It's like I can only do the most that I can do, but it doesn't ever seem to be enough. I think what's really happened here is that there was more that you could do. You really needed to shift your mentality. And I think in the last 5 to 7, maybe 9 months, you've really been doing that more. Somebody may have called you out about something 10 months ago, or you bumped into someone and they were like doing really well, or they got a promotion, or they're in a higher up position. You're like, you know, maybe I need to start thinking a little bit differently, because me and this dude used to be the same level, right? And always even Steven, where it's like everything I get, I lose, or, you know, this sort of steal from Peter to pay Paul mentality, not just about money, but like energetically, like in life, you know. So there is this sense here of you finally getting rid of this chain around your ankle because you started thinking differently in the last, again, ballpark year or so. And this difference in mentality for you has been mostly focused on, instead of saying, I don't like this situation, or I hate my circumstance, or nothing ever changes, you've been saying, what else could there be? Or saying to the universe, show me how good it can get. Or you've been thinking more in terms of manifestation, vision boards, lists, you know, future self. Like, what am I claiming? I'm not asking, I'm not begging, I'm not praying, I am claiming. You know, there's a massive difference there. And so it's like, you started bringing all of this in closer and closer to you. And clearly that's because you're in alignment. Now you know it's possible, right? You're thinking in terms of it's possible, not I am stuck. Because I am stuck, awareness of that just brings you more of stuck. That's law of attraction. More of the same, right? Beating your head up against a wall. So these circumstances are now leaving. These blocks and obstacles that have been there are now, like, you know, that were chains around your ankles, they're now breaking off. And, you know, these things are all related. So you have essentially gotten into right thinking, okay, which is biblical, like right brain thinking, or right thinking, right intuitive thinking. And you are seeing the end of confinement there on that. This appears to be hitting, I want to say, I mean, I can't tell if this is 3 days. 2 days, 3 days. I'm hearing 3 to 4 weeks. I'm seeing 5 weeks. I'm seeing 2 months, 3 months, 7 months. So there's a gap in time where this is unfolding. Okay. And so we'll see this in bits and pieces. You've got one of these messages tonight that's like, comes a little here, comes more there, and then here's another bit, and then here's another bit, you know, that's great. But basically it's coming in solutions. Okay. So it's your freedom to elevate, move up, move out, move about, okay, expansion, whatever you want to create with that, the end of confinement. But it's also coming in solutions. Now, I really like this because you've spent many years like having to transform the way you think, and that's exhausting. I mean, I think that's some of the most exhausting work we ever do, right? Is trying to think differently, because it's like you're in a freaking maze with the lights off, and Is there cheese here? I hope so. I mean, who knows? You know, it's very like in the forest, in the woods, like lost in the dark, lost soul syndrome, I call it, you know. And if we would have just had a path lit before us, if we would have just been told the way, or we had solutions, we would have happily done it. But you're not given any of that. You know, now you are. So it's like every single solution that you've been manifesting or you need or you may want is going to be lit up very clearly before you. So it's just your job now to like take that step onto the next path, and then it'll light up in the next one and the next one. Okay, so easy, fluidity, flow, motion. Love it. Enjoy. Do we have any more coming in? Sherelle said, how often do you go live? It's been a while since you've came in my notifications. Well, because I no longer have Facebook, I'm assuming you're talking about Facebook. My slob of an ex came right. His name came right up. He's totally busted. Like I can press criminal charges anytime I'm ready to go. He broke into all my Facebook accounts and he wiped out my Facebook accounts. So I've been going live, but we lost Facebook for that. So it used to be all of these platforms and 2 or 3 different Facebook business pages. And now it's Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So wherever you are, Cheryl, hey, Ezzy, knock it off. So wherever you are, I'm on, you know, Instagram, I'm on TikTok. Just make sure you got the right TikTok channel. It has over 300,000. There are a bunch of fakes on there. And then YouTube at AskIvy, the medium. Yeah. So how often do I go live? What do we go live, Diana? Every other day? I mean, at this point, we're like pretty much every other day. Yeah. So follow me there because I've started doing videos where I talk about the next week's lineup of classes because it's too much to remember. Okay. So I'm going to continue on with those videos. All right. This is, yeah, Diana said, depending on the show she has, but usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday may change depending on the upcoming shows. Yes. And I'm going to be doing less weekends because they really don't do well. So we'll be jamming in more during the week. Janina Radio in Job and Sound Bath. What is that? Oh, Janina is in, her job is in Sound Bath. What does that mean? Diana, is that just some feedback or? Oh, okay. Well, you can't really like ask a question. Oh, just, so I'll just tell you whatever blessing is coming through. It's not like you guys can't like design this your own way. Okay, but Janina, okay, so another blessing. What other blessing is coming in for Janina? So yeah, Diana, don't even pop stuff like that up here because I don't want people getting the impression that they can like direct this. This is just whatever comes. So let's see what else is coming through. Janina, what other blessing is coming through for Janina? It looks like some money coming into the bank that could be substantial enough for you to go on a vacation, to go on a retreat. If you're looking to get another certification, if you're looking to do some research or like, maybe this is just like a class, but I was going to say additional education. I wonder actually if you're taking this money and you're combining it, okay? Almost like I'm taking a vacation, I'm going to the Caribbean, and during that time, I'm going to learn X, Y, and Z, you know, or I'm going to Peru and I'm going to do like an ayahuasca trip with some shaman in a cave, and I'm going to like, you know what I mean? Go on this retreat, this shamanic journey. It feels all encompassing. And it feels almost like an immersion for you for a while. So if this is something you've been debating on, I mean, there is an opportunity coming in here. I don't know that it's going to be paid for in this blessing in full, but it definitely feels like it's paid for enough that if it's something you're serious about or you've been manifesting, you know, you should be investing the rest of the way. I also think that you have some interesting past life opportunities coming up with your blessings here in being able to heal, being able to sort of convert any unfinished past life business into your current life contract and say, okay, I'm using the power, the tools, the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom, the resources I had from my past life. I'm using that here in this life, and it's elevating you. Okay, it's helping you to be seen. It's helping you to be heard. Now, this hits at about 8 months out from now. And that could also be a period of time where you're saying like, I'm supposed to say you're bringing healing to that past life. Okay. And that's a huge deal because that's always karmic. It may have really affected your teeth, I can't prescribe a diagnose, your tongue, your lungs, your sinuses, your throat chakra, maybe even your heart chakra. And you feel just more vibrant in every way, okay, after that. So that affects health and energy as well. But yeah, lots coming up here with some extra money coming in to foot the bill for, I mean, I guess it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but it's being suggested that it's put toward this trip and or this educational opportunity, okay, this sort of immersive experience. Looks good. Enjoy. Let's see if we have any more coming in here. Susanna Cruz. Okay, Susanna, what blessing is coming in for Susanna? Peace, silence, quieting of your mind. If you've been feeling like your mind is a battle zone, if you've been feeling like your head, your mental state is like a cluttered attic, a war zone, it's almost like there were so many voices going on in there, you couldn't turn them all off. And they were like, this is happening in the news, and this is what somebody needs from you, and this is some negative criticism you got when you were 7 years old, and this is the other part of your brain talking to your own damn self, and this is it's like, oh my God, this is what I heard earlier in the day that I forgot to address. And what did they say? And it's just like, just going and going and going and going, right? It's like you're reaching a point now where, and the blessing coming in is just silence. Spirit's funny. They said you can add this to your repertoire. So I don't know if you've been working on like staying more balanced, centered, rooted, grounded, but it's like she can add this to her repertoire. This blessing seems to be coming in about, I'm hearing 8 days. I'm hearing 2 weeks. So probably both, but it's coming from the front, which is free will for you. Okay. So it is still going to require of you, I guess, that you like notice, that you celebrate it, and that you don't ruin it by going backward. Spirit's saying once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's like, once you like are out of the matrix, you really can't ever go back. But a lot of people see the right way to go and the right way to think and the right way to live. And then they just backpedal. They become double-minded. They get back into old bad habits. They start letting old, people re-enter that they shouldn't be there, or, feeding things that they shouldn't. And then takes them down. Just be mindful. Okay, that you're honoring it, that you're treating it as something sacred. And, that quieted mind really does need to be maintained. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's something you've always wanted, but you couldn't really express, because how can you explain it when you've never experienced it? You want something like that. But I think what you may be doing is channeling through that space. I think your third eye is going to be opened. You may be doing something like automatic writing. You may be channeling more messages. So whether this is like psychic mediumship, you're becoming more of an energy worker, you're writing, a lot of automatic writing, like you're not even trying, you're just writing a whole book. Whatever it is that you're going to be sort of allowing to channel through you, I think it becomes this whole new sort of part of your journey in your life. And quite frankly, your personality. Okay, because you were always calming for people. And this is always the funny thing. You were always calming for people. People may have been like, I just love your vibe. I just love your energy. I just love being near you. I feel calm next to you, or like, you rejuvenate me. You make me feel safe, like whatever it is. But, you were like, really? Because like in my head, there's a lot going on. Like I'm kind of surprised that's what I'm radiating. But it's almost like now, you're the embodiment of that. Okay, you're in alignment with it because your higher mind was always that way, and that's what people sense from you. But now you're in alignment with it. Okay, like the fleshy Susanna part of yourself is. This is big. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Is there anyone else? Yes, we did do a last call. So we are currently doing the last of these. But you guys can also book this anytime or gift this to someone else who needs it. You can go onto my website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com, and you can click on blessing readings. Okay, you guys can also book a reading of any kind. All right, so I do work internationally, super simple self-booking system. So you can book a reading depending on how much time you want or need. And if nothing works with my schedule, which is rare, but if nothing fits for both of our availability, you can always get a video reading as well. All right, Susanna says, oh, my past life reading show is Friday, you guys. I'll be back on Friday for past life readings. Susanna said, yes, my mind is running constantly. LOL. Yes, I'm working on it. Thank you, Ivy. You're welcome. That's funny. Yeah, you guys, Friday is going to be past life readings. So I will be back. On the past life reading show, you guys voted this in for the 2026 show lineup. You absolutely love it. I love it. You can always get a past life reading up on my website if you decide to do it privately, because it can get pretty intense. But the way I decided to do those shows is that you guys can ask a question or multiple questions that will be unlimited that night. So you can ask a question about your past lives. Specifically, you can ask like, is my current boyfriend, were we together in a past life? Or, why do I have this scar on my body? Or why do I have this constant nightmare? Or why do I have fear of water? Or whatever it is. Okay. You can ask anything past life. The alternative is just to receive. So you drop your $10 donation and I tell you whatever is really important for you to know in this life is you about your past life, what past life is affecting you right now. Okay. And how. So there are two different ways to do that. Okay, so next up is Hazel. Okay, Hazel, what blessing is coming through for Hazel? What's the next blessing coming in for Hazel? It feels like some situations, some circumstances have knocked you down in the past. This could have been societal. This could have been generational curses. This could have been the way people talked in your family, making you feel inferior, making you feel like you're crazy, making you feel a bit like the black sheep. Even if they didn't want you to become like the black sheep or the scapegoat, it may have happened. That's what happens. When people talk nasty like that, especially to a child, what do you think, is going to happen to her? So it's like, this has become something that you may have taken out like a burden into the world, where you attracted more and more and more of that. And inside in your hard shell, that you had to build around yourself was this little inner spark that was you. Somewhere in there, that spark was still alive. And what seems to be happening is like the last year, maybe a year and 2 months, you've been really kind of busting out with that. And you've been like, just sort of lighten the ignition here, like lighten the flame. Okay. And this fire is coming out more and more and more. And every time you let it happen, you're receiving blessings and universal rewards for that. Right. You're allowing other people to be that way as well. You're healing generational curses, you're healing your ancestors, you're healing the future generations, you're healing other women, you're healing the world every time you do it. And so there's some significant reward coming in for this, and it feels almost like a platform. I'm hearing 3 months, so there could be a platform coming up for you. Now, what do you want to do with this platform? it's up to you, but the platform itself is going to be based on like ministry, healing, helping, sharing your wisdom, educating, assisting others in finding their own power, crying, releasing, dropping those cortisol levels, letting people become more emotionally intelligent. You know, I wonder if you're going to have a fairly large following of like men, and then it feels like women who are sort of trapped, like programmed, like we're all programmed, you know, but interesting. It feels like what you may want to do with this opportunity, this blessing coming in, is take it very serious and take it in a like a concrete direction. If you have not already started, if you haven't begun some type of like podcast or, you know, social media channels where people can hear you speak or teach or lead, you may want to write out like 12 different things that you want to speak on. And that way, as these opportunities are coming toward you and they start peaking around 3 months out from now, you're ready to go. You're not like, well, I don't know how, or I don't know what people would want to listen to, or I don't know, or I don't know, or I don't know. No, 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 none of that, none of that. You got 12 things written down already. Okay, I made a list. You got 3 months to do this. I made a list of the things that are the most important that are showing up in my life, or that spirit has shown me I should talk about, or where there's interest or where there's need, or what I know my higher mind has shown me I'm here to do. It's part of my life contract. I've gone through this difficulty because I've alchemized it, and now that is a PowerPoint for me. You know, I know these things. You know these things like the back of your hand. I mean, they're based on your experience. You can't really talk the talk until you walk the walk. And so then you start giving them out, and based on people's responses, the comment sections, the Q&A, that, you know, people wanting more of it, whatever it is, you go ahead then and you can branch off of that. You can create more off of that, but it feels like a platform. Okay. I wouldn't rule out too, this could be happening more in like your mainstream job, having more of a platform there. Like promotional stuff. I don't know that you would have to really go after that one though as much. It's like it's already created. It's like it's handed to you. So something else could be handed to you there. But that would also look like, and this is how a transformation like this goes. It hits all areas of our life, right? So it could be like, okay, I'm teaching more, I'm training more, I'm training up other people, I'm leading more. I didn't ask for it necessarily, but now I am. And it's like, yeah, because you're doing that everywhere. You're doing that everywhere. Okay. And for the family stuff also, I heard you're setting little girls free. You're setting little girls free. Okay. So any way you were talked to or you were told to behave, you were programmed to minimize yourself. Every time you do this or you think right, you're setting little girls free. All right. Thank you, Hazel. Many blessings. Miami Heat. Oh, Hazel says, thank you so much. With a heart, you're very welcome. Okay. And we are at time. All right, you guys, I will see you back here for my past life readings show. This is going to be Friday, and it is going to be unlimited. All right. And again, you can ask your past life questions, start getting your early questions in now if you want to be like kind of first in line, or you can just receive and I'll tell you what's important for you to know. And then after that, I'll be back on Monday, the 30th. Is it? Fun. So I scheduled, it's news to me, I guess, March 30th, Monday, I scheduled the dream analysis show. So if this gets a lot of traction from you guys, I will add this to the 2026 show lineup. If not, I'm just going to have a ton of fun doing it because it is my favorite thing to do in the whole world. So my dream analysis show, where you tell me a dream and then I tell you what it means. Okay, and we'll get to the rest of that stuff later. All right, thank you so much, Diana. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Spirit. Have a great night. See you guys soon.